It has been a long time for doing this, and I'm trying to get back into the groove of it because I have a lot of information to share. However, I won't do it all in this video. Matter of fact, I won't even do a fraction of it in this. It might be a small fraction of it in this video. If this is your first time ever meeting me, my name is Melvin Carter of melvincarterjr.com, and also a creator of freedomimpactuniversity.com, where we sit here and actually give you courses that you should have learned in high school on from becoming actually seriously financially literate. And also in that structure, in some of those courses will structure an online business so you can actually duplicate your passions and everything else that you want to do, so you can learn how to monetize a lot of stuff, monetize your life in many ways. In saying that, some of you, at least 50% of the country, is mourning, and the other 50%, a little 51%, is rejoicing about the election. And one of the things that I think that we need to do as a people is to come together. And I always said it, that if any of our enemies around the world decide they want to bomb or try to harm us, they don't look at ethnicity as far as what type of American they did harm to. They look at us collectively as Americans. And that is something that most people don't realize. It's the same thing with the people who are sitting here talking about African Americans. Most African Americans can't even go back to Africa, because the simple fact is most Africans don't consider us as African. So even though we have some kin with them, we're not African. And a lot of it is because the simple fact is that when 1619, when we was brought over here as slaves, believe it or not, European Americans raped a lot of our women. So that's the reason why we have a diversity of colors, textures, of skin, of hair, and everything else. Is because of that. And then at the same time, as the world has grown more global, we are more integrated as humans than we are our different ethnicities. We may have different traditions and traditions, but at the same time, we're all people. There's only 5 blood types on the planet. I mean, there's only 5 blood types, and it's only, everybody has a heart, everybody has a lung. When they do a lung or heart transplant, guess what? You don't know where you're getting it from. So the thing about it is, we need to come together as humans. And if you're living in the United States, we need to come together as Americans. And we need to love each other and love one another. Now, in saying that, a lot of the change that we need to see and you want to see out of an administration, it starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you re-educating yourself about the demographics. Once we get COVID under control and other countries allow U.S. citizens into their country without a 14-day quarantine, I think that people should be getting passports left and right and traveling to see different parts of the world. One of the biggest things that I think that for us to get a better understanding is understanding where people come from, to eliminate the biases, to eliminate the bigotry, because one of the things that I've been talking to as a business consultant and even as friends that I know from different parts of the world is that the assumption factor. And the assumption factor is they coming into my country, they coming into they coming into that. But if you look at your history, mainly European history has filtrated into other people's countries long before everyone else started to integrate or migrate to United States or even to Europe. So because of that, look at your history. Look at the reason why certain countries in Africa speak French or English or Dutch. You gotta look at the reason why, because somewhere along the line you've been there before. You integrated, you migrated there first, and then they migrating back. But the thing about it is, we got to take a whole card look. We got to take a good look at why we do what we do, and why we believe what we believe. Because all of us, if we got into trouble, who do you want besides you to help you get out of trouble? You wanted another American to help you to get out of trouble, and you wouldn't care if it was a woman, gay, straight, or whatever to help you out. You want somebody that understand us as a nation to be decisive in helping us to grow and get out of our stuff. So in saying that, I'm just saying that I hope, personally and professionally, that we all can come together. We can get through COVID, because 238,000 lives was lost. I'm saying needlessly, because Trump had a playbook 2018, and he got it for the Obamas, and Obama got pretty much gotten that from the Bushes, and he pretty much said no pandemic team and fired everyone. And I mean, and then what do we have? We have a pandemic that actually, if the United States was spearheaded, global, most likely it wouldn't even happen globally. We might have had outbreaks in it, but the point is being it would be contained. But God rest those souls that was lost by COVID, and at the same time, and the families that was grieving. Because I had one young lady ask me, "Do I know anybody who have COVID or who had COVID?" And I'm like, now it's up to 5 people I know who had COVID, and it's no joke. It isn't no joke, and I think we need to take care of ourselves. If you're not on a vitamin and mineral regimen, you should be on one, because one of the things that was treating Donald Trump, and I noticed what they was giving them was zinc and vitamin D. And I'm not pushing that on anyone, but I'm just thinking something when I was in selling healthcare products a few years ago. One of the things was they did a study and showed that the average person, time they hit 65, they either on 17 different types of medications, and they are vitamin and mineral deficient. Most people die of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, osteoporosis, not enough calcium in the bones. Men, you don't have enough D. Type 2 diabetes. One of the things that help fight type 2 diabetes is B complex, because B vitamins turn carbohydrates into energy. It is so much that we can do personally, and but at the same time, you need a study. That's the biggest thing. You need to study, and you need to research, and you need to sit here and not only take the advice of scientists, legitimate scientists, but we need to start looking at how we can protect ourselves individually. And overall, this is just a rant. I mean, this whole video is a rant, because I think that once we understand ourselves and stop blaming others for your problems. Now, and this is what I'm blaming. I'm blaming lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6 said, "My people will perish for a lack of knowledge." And the thing about it is, we'll stop educating ourselves once we graduate from school. We'll stop educating ourselves. One person might read a book a year, and usually it's not a book on personal development. It's not on personal development. It's not on psychology. Let me understand myself. It's not on something that happened to let you grow. You're not taking any courses on getting better. And one of the things that we need to do as a people, we need to grow individually so we can grow collectively. to some of the people who was running races that I know and was very aware. And if you won, congratulations. If you didn't win, have a reset and do it again. Because I know it's difficult. It can be difficult. Trust me, I've been there and done that. And it's something that you can overcome. And I mean, keep trying, because one of the things that inspired me with Joe Biden was he ran for president twice and failed twice before he even got the third time. And so we always continue to pursue to serve others and for the bigger and greater cause. If you're still listening to this and viewing me 11 minutes into it, thank you for your attention. And go to melvincarterjr.com, sign up. 5 things most people don't know about money. And at the same time, if you really want to understand on a financial foundation of becoming financially literate, and then which will move you into entrepreneurship, because that's what it's going to design you to do. Because once you start seeing stuff, you start seeing stuff in different ways. Go to freedomimpactuniversity.com. Check out some of the courses. Some of the courses two of the courses haven't been up yet. Is not up yet, and which one of the 2, from employee to entrepreneur, will be up before the end of the month. Your Power to Profit course won't be launched until January 20th, 2021, because that's going to be more intense and more hands-on. But From Broke to Abundance 1 and 2 is up, and read the outline. I mean, encouraging you to read the outlines and everything else. And if it draw your interest, partake. But it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. I understand that, because one thing I learned for years of marketing is that you can't sell everything to everybody, because believe it or not, everybody is not going to buy. So take the emotions out of it. And one of the things I will say is only for the right people. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Which I will cut this out. I'll cut that part out. But anyway, I'm just saying that change comes with self. We did right, and it was a joy to see that 150 million Americans voted. That's the thing. Over 150 million Americans voted. That's half of our population. And believe it or not, that's a great feeling, because everyone participated. If you ever thought that your vote didn't count, now you see the reason why your vote do count. And you can control your destiny through your vote. But at the same time, it's becoming educated. It's becoming financially literate. It's becoming actually legal. I would say social. What I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 years is becoming U.S. government literate. U.S. government literate. Thinking about my U.S. government teacher when I was in high school, Miss Tilly, and she gave us great lessons to carry on. As a matter of fact, 30 plus years later. But it's something that we need to not let up on personal development and understanding policies that can help us or might hurt us if we don't show up. So my name is Melvin Carter of melvincarterjr.com. This is my Sunday brief. And Freedom Impact University, where I teach financial literacy, and we are stepping you in the right steps to move forward. Also, if someone did not tell you today that they love you, believe it or not, we love you. God bless. God bless America. And God bless our troops.